Hi, everybody. My name is Jon Burmeister. In conversation with Marissa, we have talked about putting together a working group for a PSYCA pilot project. And the project is called Journey Protocols for Inhabiting Nature and Inspiring Action. So the idea behind this is to get a little bit more granular and specific about how one would use a psychedelic to think about our connection to nature. Anybody that has done a healthy dose of psychedelics in nature has probably felt some deeper connection to nature, but then usually we kind of talk about that and talk about how cool it is. But I'm interested in getting a bit more specific. Okay, thanks. So I wanted to second what Marissa was saying in terms of thinking about psychedelics in a broader sense. So as thinking about breaking the word down, it's about mind revealing. So psilocybin can be psychedelic, THC can be psychedelic, mindfulness meditation can be psychedelic. These things can all be psychedelic. So what we want to think about is giving specific instructions, and they don't need to be rigid and they don't need to be one path only, but kind of like prompts that people could use before, during, and after a journey. So here's an example. Maybe this will sound cheesy or corny to people, but what if you took a psychedelic in nature and you took a magnifying glass with you and you engaged nature at the level kind of below normal vision? What would you see? Well, you would see a lot of things that you don't normally see. You could look at leaves, you could look at the grass, you could look at your own skin. This would be a way to use a psychedelic, whatever that psychedelic might be, to have a stronger connection to nature, to recognize that we and our bodies are nature, that we're not separate from it, and to think about really to find ways to be more inspired to take more action. Because if you're here tonight, you already are taking action, but doesn't mean that we're doing enough. And of course, we have many friends and loved ones who might not be particularly inspired to act on behalf of the climate. But if you are engaged in a psychedelic experience with them, again, whatever that might be, you could say, hey, let's do this, this, and this. Let's look at this picture. Let's take this magnifying glass out into nature, get down on the ground. These are just ideas I'm throwing out. And so the idea for this is to be a working group. I'm interested in meeting with other people and hearing your ideas. Like, what have you done in nature that was really cool, that taught you something about nature, that inspired you to action? I'd love to hear your ideas. And so that's what this pilot project is for. So again, my name is Jon Burmeister. Come up and talk to me afterwards. Find me in the crowd. Talk to Marissa. She can give you my email. And we can brainstorm about setting up a kind of guidebook that we can put online. Again, not anything that's overly rigid, but just interesting ideas that people could use to use psychedelics to connect more with nature and really to sort of hit you in the gut and inspire you to action. Thanks for listening.